You might have committed a crime in your life. 8% of all Americans have a felony charge. 1 in every 3 adult Americans have a criminal record. So you are more than likely a criminal. Now, I'm not justifying the act of committing a crime, but some are pretty fun to commit. So I'm going to make a tier list based off how fun these crimes are to commit. Up first, we have drug trafficking. Now, as someone who needs to make their money, I can respect a side hustle. I'm going to go with A tier. Now, up next is cybercrime. Does that mean cyberbullying? Just turn your fucking computer off. Now, up next is indecent exposure. I don't know if you've ever been to the NYC subway, but it is sport there. It's just our thing. I don't know why, but as someone who's given it a shot before, it is not that fun to commit. It's just humiliating at best. Now, up next is prostitution. Like I said, I can respect a side hustle. Now, up next is bribery. I didn't even know this was a crime until I opened this list. It's gotten me out of so many DUIs. I thought you could just pay off the cops and they'd leave you alone. But I'm going to have to give it a B, because B is for bribery. Now, up next is conspiracy to commit. I'm going to have to give this a D tier, because this whole list could be considered a conspiracy to commit. I'm not going to do any of these things. Now, up next is assault. It all depends on the context. If I see an old woman trying to cross the road in her wheelchair, I have to give that shit a spin. So I'm gonna go A tier. Now, I'm not. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to play it safe here, guys. Now, up next is DUI. This is my first S tier of the list. If I'm at the bar one night, trying to cope with the divorce I've been going through, and I can't afford an Uber because I work 9 to 5 at a Dunkin' Donuts, I have to get home somehow. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Fuck. There's nothing wrong with a little drink every now and then. That's just my opinion, though. And speaking of, we have our next S tier, public intoxication. So, everyone needs a drink sometimes, and I think it's fucked up that the government is trying to prevent us from having our freedom. And I told myself I wouldn't relapse again. Somebody fucking stop me. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Up next is kidnapping. I'm gonna have to give this an A tier. We can't have witnesses. Jesus. Up next is domestic violence. I want to give it an S tier, but it does start with D, so I'm gonna have to give it a D tier.